Good morning. So there are numerous matters requiring discussion as ongoing issues with the Sheriff's Office have escalated significantly following 12 years of unstructured leadership under the current sheriff. So this past week there were two topics in the local news that we'll discuss in the next couple of weeks. But this week I want to discuss a topic of concern about crime stats that we briefly discussed last Thursday, January 15th on SOAR Radio on the podcast What's Going On. I want to take a second just to thank the hosts of the podcast, Kevin Ware and Gail Tokato, who Kevin calls G-Money, and the guy behind the scenes, Kenneth. Thank you guys all for being great hosts. Had a good time on the show, and I look forward to doing it in the future again. So why has the current sheriff consistently not released crime stats to the public in recent years? By crime stats, I mean detailed information like numbers of arrests, traffic stops, tickets, warnings, breakdowns by specific crime categories, incident reports, and annual comparisons, all of which have not been made available to the community. You know, years ago, those used to be published monthly. Is the sheriff hiding something? Is the sheriff prioritizing self-promotion and personal or political gain over crime statistics? Does appointing a records manager who was personally acquainted with the sheriff and who was selected without prior experience in records management or a competitive recruitment process raise concerns about the individual's qualifications and professional competence? Could be. Is the current sheriff even aware of the statistics? In order to be aware of what goes on in the office, you have to be present. You can't be gallivanting around the country on trips and not know what's going on. That's a very good possibility. You have to be present to know what's going on. Is the records management system approved by the sheriff insufficient for accurately tracking statistics? The whole county uses it, every agency in the county. It's a shared system. The answers to each of these questions above are clear and readily apparent. I want you to know, as sheriff, my primary responsibility is to uphold public safety through application of established law enforcement best practices. I maintain strict adherence to statutory law, case law, and constitutional principles, utilizing data-driven analysis to assess and oversee the effectiveness and efficiency of departmental strategies and programs. Now, since I have raised this issue publicly, I anticipate the current sheriff will modify how crime statistics are reported and published for public viewing. As mentioned many times before, my campaign is forcing positive change within the sheriff's office. Ask yourself this: what happens if the current sheriff continues to lead the sheriff's office without public scrutiny? It's time for a new leader for public safety here in Winnebago County. I want to thank you for your time, and I look forward to discussing some pretty serious issues in the next few weeks. Thank you, and have a great week.